Hi, my Aries friends, and welcome to your bi-weeklies. This is like August 16th to the end of the month, to the 31st. So let's see the oracle cards. You had three jumpers. Check this out. Honeymoon, reconciliation, someone from your past is returning, and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So that is telling me that some lessons have to be established, and you're looking for this bliss. This is like a really great underlying energy. Maybe you had some kind of events that kind of like took you by surprise, but this is certainly happy home and feeling really, really good. So this is going to be a really short reading. I have a feeling, because everything seems to be so far good. Well, I'm opening with Six of Cups. It's reversed, so it could be careful, because that kind of links to honeymoon card. Looking at things through rose-colored glasses, something may be appearing too good to be true, but you kind of like are maybe stuck in nostalgia, maybe stuck in some kind of past events with somebody. King of Chalices, lovely. I just love it. This is like my favorite king, because this is something that we all should have in our life. It is a trusted friend. It is a person that is always there to listen and to understand us. This is an empath. This is somebody who is soft and fair. This is like somebody you can go to even if you did something horrible, who will listen to you, who will steer you in the right direction, who will kind of understand that even the worst possible criminal has a soul. It's somebody generous, diplomatic, somebody who is not judgmental. So with this person, you're most likely going to find a animal lover and somebody who is leading other people away from fear and divisiveness into harmony. And we certainly need something like that. And it's Aries. I don't know if you're absorbing this feely, touchy kind of thing, or maybe there was a person who kind of made you kind of tame down your fire and become like, very deep, clear water, and nice, warm, pleasant water. Yeah, something happened. Look at how many cups you have. This is like very much unlike you. Fire and water, right? They kind of like negate each other. So something has been spilled, right? The milk has been spilled. However, as I always say in this card, the point is like that these two cups are still upright, meaning you have to focus on the silver lining. And this is kind of a feeling that everything is lost. You are turning your back to something, you're wondering what happened and mourning it. The fact is that you still have to, the life kind of goes on. Eight, like everybody has these eights, like in this reading with a lunar eclipse. So this is the strength. It was some kind of commitment, guys, for you. It was, you were thinking that being strong, it's going to help, that you will be able to approach it. But maybe there was not enough of diplomacy. Maybe there was not enough, maybe this other person was stronger. Maybe they were not kind enough. Maybe you were extending your hand, but they haven't extended theirs. This is certainly telling me about endurance. It's telling me about going the distance and knowing that everything basically occurs in divine appropriate timing. This is certainly you, guys. It has, even though this is a Leo, it has a flavor of you all over. It has this passion and courage. And it's sort of like you were really going out of your way to manifest really miracles. And kind of like you were so strong that you felt you could move the mountain. However, it looks like the things didn't materialize. But you're getting out of cold. So look, you have the two fives on these axes. And fives are very unstable. Of course, you see, like fives is always when we are trying to kind of see, okay, so what else do we need to kind of fix these corners? So here it's talking about emotions. Here it's talking about being grounded. Because what is this card saying in the upright position? It says, okay, well, why are these two guys not going there where it can be fed, where they can get the shelter and they're wounded, right? So this card is saying, well, at least they have each other. Not everything is lost, right? Nothing in life is really black or white. But, well, it is. It is. I did say it in the other video. Like, well, I said this first time, and I got stuck because, yeah, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm bombarded with this news about Charlottetown, and certain things are black and white, and the violence is not an answer to anything. And I'm really sorry. One party is like 100% wrong. Sorry to interject, and hopefully, you know, we all can kind of like go into the better world and be strong. But this is saying, okay, look, you're kind of finding the door out. You're finding a way out. You're kind of starting to move. You know, like when we have a shock that happens to us, or we are sad or depressed, it is kind of like finally a feeling, okay, so it is a time to move on, right? And probably this is where you got stuck, releasing grief or sadness or needing to forgive, needing emotion to kind of flow through you, right? This is like not only forgiving the others, this is also forgiving yourself and let go of any emotions, because holding these emotions are just like becoming really toxic. And this is actually asking you to surrender and to become fearless, because you guys are fearless. And look at this. Sorry, guys. Knave of Swords. This is talking about energy. I want to know. I want to know the truth. I deserve the truth. I will find it out no matter what. Kind of receiving this clarity. And it's kind of very young energy where looks like it's just on a ground level. You're just opening your doors, realizing something. And that could be truth inside of yourself as well. And moving on card. Moving on from a bad situation to a better place. It doesn't have to be necessarily moving on from the person, but it certainly, this is a mental break, right? Not breakdown, but a break. It's kind of, okay, so I have been sad. I realize certain things are in the past, but from this whole experience, I did learn that I can be stronger. I did learn that I can be softer. And yeah, you see, it was somebody who was rocking the foundation of your home. It was the problem, domestic problems for sure over here. That was some kind of experience. And wow, not a couple, but a couple. So that could be the person you're talking about, somebody who is very emotional. Maybe you are becoming emotional. Maybe you are still coming in and out from kind of trying to figure out what happened to being emotional. So you see, you have the cups and swords, so talking like water, air, kind of continuously flipping around, trying to figure this thing out. So ultimately, Seven of Swords, there is a closure that is happening here. Seven of Swords in this position is not a great card. When it's upright, it talks about deception. It talks about sneaky behavior. It talks about grabbing things that you can. So almost like somebody is like so good, you know that expression, you give them a finger and take the whole arm, but this is what it is, right? Somebody just grabbing just because it's offered. And also it tells the other party is like really not stopping it. So when this comes, this kind of like unlimited supply of kindness and generosity stops. And here is like some kind of sorry, and here is some kind of explanation. Here is like this is talking about apology, and sometimes this is really needed to move on. That's what I'm calling this a closure card. So it's interesting because you did get your soulmate, and soulmate. Let me just be very clear with you. Soulmate is not necessarily a person who is going to bring you a happy future. Soulmate is somebody who triggers certain points in your soul contract, soulmate, soul contract, that you have to fulfill in this lifetime. The soul contract elements are not fun because we came here to learn emotions. So soulmate brings you highs and lows, and looks like that's what happened. So this honeymoon, it could be that's the stage. This is kind of like romanticizing and still feeling what they call it, a sweet tooth about this person. Still not sure where this reconciliation comes in play. So let me just confirm a few cards over here. Aries, so cups, 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 3, 4 cups, 1, 2 swords, and 2 pentacles. Well, we have no fire, and you are fire sign, so that's what alternator in a car is missing. The ignition is not happening because you need to figure something out on emotional level and on a practical level, and this is what's happening. Okay, so all right, so let me see. I want to first see this 5 of cups. What is this all about? 5 of cups for Aries from the 16th to the 31st of August. Oops. Okay, maybe it was a third party and lies that you have been given. Kind of like somebody went away in a different direction. That's why you have a journey going away. And you're kind of trying to figure out, so you see these 2 cups on the other side, we're trying to figure out how to move on. What kind of help you about this thing, what didn't help you. It could also mean that if for a married couple in particular, because I do have a wife and wedding, but the wife is right next to falseness and lies, and pleasure seekers here in this deck always talks about the third party or somebody really helping themselves where they're not supposed to. Interestingly enough, we also have 3 cups on one side and 2 cups on the other side. So also interestingly, in this card of the wedding, they're like 2 people being wed by somebody else. So somebody is not honoring the commitment, and maybe this is why you guys are on your way out. And so it kind of gives me a flavor that you're mourning certain things that you hoped would happen, but you're well aware that your territory has been violated. So let me see, what is this moving on here? So you have a 6 and then you have a 7, right? And you have a 5 and you have a 6. So you're still not fully done with these feelings. I think it's still going to go in September. So just check your August monthly, and the very end of this video it's going to be a clickable link, or go in description. And monthly is a big one. It's 1 hour long, and this is like quick and dirty, tells you what it is, what flavor, what to focus, what's going to happen. The other one, it kind of gives you more of a guidance. So let's see, what is the 6 of Swords for Aries? 6 of Swords for Aries. Yeah, you have been waiting for something, and look, there's like still this looking back. Like it's still kind of like in dismay about what happened, and this could be like what you're leaving behind. Misfortune, and maybe you waited for something and it just like didn't come anything good that came out of it. So I think this is possibly where reconciliation kind of comes to play in the environment. Maybe it's going to be offered to you. Let me see, what is this all about? Maybe that's where it is, and this could be a soulmate as well, so that kind of like would make sense. Okay, so let's see, clarify this cluster for Aries. 10 of Pentacles and reconciliation. So yeah, you're going to be surprised. It's going to be a good surprise. Something's going to happen in these 2 weeks that maybe you're going to reconcile again, the third party. But you're going to maybe realize that, you know, you cannot handle it because this is kind of difficult situation. So you have to ask yourself, and I think this is why you'll be digging information, trying to figure out how do you move on, because you have been left out in the cold, basically taken down to your knees, like you're having 5 and 7s, and you're going through really uncomfortable feelings over here. Let me see, what is this 5 of Pentacles here? 5 of Pentacles for Aries on the 16th. Holy smoke, whole bunch. Look at this. Widower, fortune, reunion, and prison. Holy smoke, that's lots of things. So something died, and it was just about time to move on. This is just like that card, and maybe it was a kind of fortunate start. You see, that again talks about reunion, but it's a reunion with somebody who is taken, or it will give you a flavor of a prison, and prison also talks about marriage. So I don't know if you guys are with somebody who is unavailable, where these things just cannot work out, and this is mostly for the guys. And I think women might be actually meeting somebody else, the King of Cups. It could be somebody new coming over, but this new person is still not able to integrate until the past has been placed to rest. However, for the guys, it could be somebody who is highly manipulative and emotionally manipulative. We are talking about the tears, I'm talking about blackmails, compromises, complaints, not about the adult situation. So soulmate, yeah, it can be that, because it's pushing you to the point of emotional reaction. So let's see, what is this Queen of Cups for Aries? Queen of Cups for Aries from August 16th. Conversation. Yeah, you see, this is conversation among friends, and it's kind of like discussion that has to take place. Heart-to-heart conversation kind of like would be really good, because you need to address those emotions. And it looks like you'll be looking into real reasoning, and maybe looking even deep inside of yourself. So maybe you're going to get this explanation. Maybe that's where this is coming from. So let's see, what is the Seven of Swords for Aries? There we go. See, there are some kind of secrets, absolutely, and defensiveness. And yeah, it could be that there was a young woman who was in the game. This young woman could be your daughter, it could be your child, doesn't have to be a female, but it could be that somebody was, you see, like when you look at it, this is a fort, and there's somebody probably trying to invade your territory, and you need a clarity about it. You need clarity about what happened. You need to know what's true, what is not true. This is like very much truth, and look, it's on the other side. You're strong enough to withhold this, and also you will be able to even listen to this other person and be even compassionate, even though if they were cheaters. And this is kind of like really biggie, right? Because that's why you have this too. You're going to say, okay, well, at least I know the truth hurts, right? But it also heals. So this is kind of like where this whole movement of waiting, you kind of realizing, you know what, I need to move on, I need to start. So I see this moving on here, I see this moving on here, and I see this closure coming over here. So Aries, this is a general reading. This might not be you at all, and it might be everything about you. So if you need a private reading, please contact me. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, so that way you get this as soon as it's being published. And also please like and please share, and please come and visit me at my Facebook page. And until then, have wonderful 2 weeks, and also your monthlies will be coming up in about 7 days. So all the best, Aries. I love to hear from you in your comments. I really, really appreciate it. Love you. Well, thank you for watching, and please remember to join my Facebook as well, where you can get different tips and possibly healing as well on daily basis. Thanks again. Until the next time, love you.